10 years ago today, the music world stopped cold. January 19th, 2016, Kanye West, the man who would later rename himself Ye, dropped a track that nobody saw coming, but everybody needed. No More Parties in LA, featuring Kendrick Lamar, with legendary underground producer Madlib on the boards. This wasn't just another song release, this was a cultural earthquake disguised as a freestyle. And if you weren't paying attention that day, you missed the moment two of hip-hop's most dangerous minds decided to remind everyone why they sit at the top of the food chain. By the way, welcome to Celebrity Hip Hop Showroom, where hip-hop and celebrity drama never sleep. So hit that subscribe button so you never miss the mess. Let's get into it. The streets were buzzing before the song even hit. Kanye had been teasing his album, The Life of Pablo, for weeks, changing the title, switching the track list, acting erratic on social media like he always does. People didn't know what to expect. Then out of nowhere, in the middle of the chaos, he casually uploads this monster of a track to SoundCloud like it's nothing. No big announcement, no rollout, no warning, just pure, unfiltered bars over a grimy Madlib beat that sounds like it was pulled from a dusty crate in someone's basement in 1994. The production alone had heads spinning, because Madlib doesn't just work with anybody, and when he does, you know something special is about to happen. But here's where it gets wild. This song wasn't supposed to be a commercial hit. It wasn't designed for radio play. The beat is too raw, too jazzy, too underground for mainstream consumption. It's got that signature Madlib chop, those off-kilter drums that make you feel slightly uncomfortable, but you can't stop nodding your head. It sounds like organized chaos, like someone took the essence of old-school hip-hop and injected it with modern attitude. And over this unconventional soundscape, Kanye comes in spitting like he's got something to prove, like he's angry at the world and needs to get it all off his chest right now. The lyrics hit different because Kanye wasn't playing it safe. He was talking his talk, being unapologetically himself, throwing shots, making references that only real ones would catch. He's rapping about Hollywood, about fake friends, about the industry trying to control him, about feeling like an outsider even when you're at the top. Every line felt personal, like he was venting directly into the microphone without a filter. This wasn't the polished, produced Kanye from Graduation or even the experimental Kanye from Yeezus. This was street Kanye, raw Kanye, the version that sounds like he's standing on a corner just talking reckless because he can. Then Kendrick Lamar comes in for his verse, and it's like watching a completely different kind of fire. Where Kanye was aggressive and scattered, Kendrick is calculated, surgical, precise. His flow switches up so many times you lose count. He's weaving in and out of the pocket, playing with the beat like it's a toy, making complex rhyme schemes sound effortless. Kendrick at this point was fresh off To Pimp a Butterfly, already being called one of the greatest to ever do it, and he used his verse on this track to cement that reputation even further. He's talking about his come-up, about staying true to Compton, about navigating fame without losing himself. The chemistry between these two artists is insane because they're so different, but they complement each other perfectly on this track. What made No More Parties in LA even more significant was the timing. Hip-hop in 2016 was in a strange place. Trap music was starting to dominate the charts. Mumble rap was beginning to creep into the mainstream. The old heads were complaining that lyricism was dying. Then here comes this song, completely against the grain, saying, "We're still here, real rap still matters, bars still count." It was a statement record. It was Kanye and Kendrick looking at the direction of hip-hop and saying, "Not on our watch." They weren't chasing trends, they were setting them. And the numbers tell their own story. The song is now eligible for double platinum certification, meaning it sold over 2 million equivalent units. That's remarkable for a track that never got a proper music video, never had a massive promotional push, never even made it to most radio stations. This was pure word of mouth, pure respect from the culture, pure appreciation for the craft. People shared this song like contraband, like they'd discovered something illegal and needed to put their homies on immediately. The title itself became iconic. No More Parties in LA is such a specific phrase, but it resonated with so many people. It spoke to this idea of being tired of the fake scene, tired of the networking events where nobody's real, tired of the industry politics and the phoniness that comes with being in LA trying to make it in entertainment. Kanye was essentially saying he's over it. He's done playing the game. He's going to do things his way, regardless of who it upsets. That rebellious spirit is what's always made him compelling, what's kept people invested in his journey, even when he makes decisions that seem absolutely insane. Madlib's involvement can't be overstated either. The man is a legend in underground hip-hop circles, known for his work with MF Doom on the Mad Villain project, for his incredible beat tapes, for his ability to dig through crates and find samples that nobody else would ever think to use. Getting Madlib to produce a track for a mainstream artist like Kanye was a big deal. It bridged two worlds that don't often connect, the underground and the mainstream, the purists and the pop culture. And the fact that Kanye respected the beat enough to not mess with it, to let it breathe and be what it was, showed artistic maturity.
Looking back now, a full decade later, No More Parties in LA stands as one of the defining tracks of the 2010s. It represents a moment when two artists at the peak of their powers decided to collaborate not for commercial gain, but for artistic expression. It's a time capsule of what hip-hop was capable of when artists prioritized creativity over streaming numbers and TikTok virality. The song proved that substance still matters, that bars still resonate, that you don't need to dumb it down to reach people. The legacy of this track extends beyond just the music itself. It influenced how artists approached collaboration, how they thought about production choices, how they balanced commercial appeal with artistic integrity. You can hear echoes of its influence in songs that came after, and how other rappers approached working with underground producers in the renewed appreciation for boom-bop aesthetics in mainstream hip-hop. The fact that we're still talking about it 10 years later says everything. In an era where songs blow up for a week and then disappear forever, where the attention span of listeners shrinks by the day, No More Parties in LA has endured. It's the kind of track that gets better with age, that reveals new layers every time you listen, that makes you appreciate the craftsmanship more as you understand the context better. That's rare. That's special. That's what separates a good song from a classic, a moment from a movement. So today, as we mark this 10-year anniversary, it's worth remembering what made this track so powerful. It wasn't just the star power of Kanye and Kendrick. It wasn't just Madlib's genius production. It was the fearlessness, the refusal to compromise, the commitment to the art form above all else. It was three masters of their craft coming together in creating something that transcended expectations. And in a world where everything feels calculated and manufactured, where authenticity is rare and genuine artistic expression even rarer, No More Parties in LA remains a reminder of what's possible when artists trust their instincts and create without fear. That's why it still hits. That's why it still matters. That's why 10 years later, we're still pressing play. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this situation, so please share your opinions in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on this story.